Hello and welcome to Doubles and Trebles. We are officially halfway through the 2023 Premier League dart season. 8 weeks are in the bag. Week 9 coming up in Germany this weekend, this Thursday. Plenty to go at. We'll have a look at the table to start with. We've got Michael van Gerwen, miles clear at the top, as you'd expect. He's been massively consistent all the way through this season. He's there by some distance, as you can see on the table. He's only gone out in the first round once in 8 weeks, a model of consistency there. Second place there on the screen is Gerwin Price. Somewhat of an all or nothing player. No consistency at all, really. 4 first round exits, 4 finals, 3 of those finals he won. Amazingly, Peter Wright still hasn't won, still has only won one game all season in 8 weeks. That is quite remarkable. And as you can see down the bottom of the table as well, Johnny Clayton has not been great, let's be honest. And then you've got the inconsistent boys above him there in the positions 3 to 6. I think those 4 players, Aspinall, Smith, Dobie, and Vandenberg, those 4 players are effectively playing for third and fourth and a place in finals night at the O2 early in May. Having a look at the outright market at the halfway stage, working on the potentially dangerous assumption that Michael Smith makes it to the top 4, you'd happily back him at 9 to 2 on a one-night playoff versus MVG Price and possibly Aspinall. I mean, he's the world champion. He's going to turn up in basically a 4-man tournament at the O2, a one-off night, and he's only got to win 2 games. You'd back him at 9 to 2. You wouldn't necessarily be confident. Van Gerwen's playing really well. Gerwin Price, particularly of late, is playing pretty well. But yeah, I just thought 9 to 2 at this stage. Smith, although as we saw from the table a few seconds ago, he might be in a little bit of danger of not qualifying, but hopefully he gets over the line. And like I say, 9 to 2. If I had to have a bet now, that would be it. As you can see, 5 to 4 Price, 5 to 4 Van Gerwen there at the top. No surprises there, deservedly so. I think since I said about 6 weeks ago that Gerwin Price didn't look interested, he's made a habit of averaging 110 or more all over the place on the Pro Tour, on the Euro Tour, and in the Premier League. I mean, look at the state of what he did last week, Gerwin Price, for example. He averaged 114 in a final win against Michael van Gerwen, 6-1. My word, he was superb, absolutely superb. A bit of an up and down night for Price though. Won his first round game 6-1, averaging 94. Then he averaged 86, but Dobie averaged less in the semi final. And then he just turns up in the final and, like I say, averages 114. Van Gerwen averaging 98 and a half. Just simply couldn't do anything about it. He was sensational last week, Gerwin Price. And to be honest, much of that continued into Germany over the weekend in the European Darts Open. Gerwin Price, a very much deserved winner. He had wins and ton plus averages against Ratajski, Smith, Van Gerwen, and Noppert. A lower average in the final itself versus an on-song Dirk van Dijvenbode, but yeah, very much deserved win. He's in cracking form, Gerwin Price. There's absolutely no doubt about it. His first dart is going in that treble 20 beautifully. Is it in tops like he can't miss? His setup play sensational as well. Yeah, but he is insistent in nearly every interview he has, Gerwin Price, that if the crowd behave themselves, or he says things like, if the crowd are behind me, this is what I can do, he can play well. He and we cannot rely on the crowd to be with Price on any given night at any given venue. Um, yeah, saying that the crowd behaving themselves is a prerequisite for him playing well. Yeah, is a big if. Is a big if. But there shouldn't be any anti-Price crowd problems in Berlin this week. So you can hopefully rely on the crowd to behave themselves there the way that the Welshman wants them to behave. But can we rely on a crowd at, say, the O2 Arena on finals night to behave? Almost certainly not. And Gerwin Price is 11 to 4 to win the tournament. Yeah, it doesn't tempt me at the moment, despite him being in great form. But there is quite a long way to go between here and middle May at the O2. So on to week 9. There we go. Van Gerwen and Price are in the bottom half of the draw. MVG is 7 to 4 to win the night, and Gerwin Price is 7 to 2. After everything I've just said about Gerwin Price, I know who I'd rather back on current form at those prices, that is for sure. Snakebite and Clayton are in that bottom section, and both are struggling. Clayton has fell at the first hurdle in his last 3 weeks. He did the same over the weekend on the Euro Tour. He's done virtually nothing on the Pro Tour this year as well, Clayton. MVG could be interested in handicaps against Clayton in that first round game. 6-3 or better for the Dutchman is a price of 6-5. That's a bet, in my opinion. In the top half of the draw, there's a lot of inconsistency. Only 2 night wins between the 4 players. Van den Berg, Smith, Aspinall and Chris Dobey. Aspinall versus Dobey is close to a coin toss on the betting. As you can see from hopefully this next screen. Yep, there we go. Yeah, pretty much a coin toss. The closest game of the night, even money. Dobey about 4 to 5-ish. Aspinall there. Dobey has been wildly inconsistent in the Premier League all year. He won the first night, amazingly so, and then has gone on a run of quarter-final departures. I think he had 5 first-round departures on the spin, Chris Dobey. Then he's returned with a semi-final appearance and a runner-up appearance a couple of weeks ago, and whitewashed Michael van Gerwen 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster, plenty of ups, plenty of downs in the form of Chris Dobey in the Premier League. Dimitri also inconsistent, but less so in comparison to Dobey. And Aspinall is the consistent one, but he hasn't won a night outright thus far. Yeah, of the 3, I can see Aspinall beating Dobey on the night, but then I can see Smith beating both Van den Berg and Aspinall. I think Michael Smith's going to be relaxed in with the German crowd as the world champion. Yeah, it's a safe option. He is only 3 to 1 to win the night outright, Michael Smith. As a result of the draw, I can see him getting to the final. There's no odds yet, but I'm looking at a Price versus Michael Smith final. I think that might be around 6 to 1 if I'm having a guess, if we're lucky, and I think that would be a bet in itself. As for the night winner, I think, like I've already said, Price at 7 to 2 is the play. It's not the biggest odds we're going to have here on the channel, but the form is there, the price is right, and hopefully he can. He's got a tough draw early on. He'll need to get past. Van Gerwen in round 2. He should beat Peter Wright in round 1. Let's be honest. We're at the halfway stage. Peter Wright basically is adrift at the bottom of the table. As he lost interest, possibly. So you wouldn't blame him for that. So yeah, I'll be on Gerwyn Price to win the night at 7 to 2, and I'll be looking if there is any specials on a Gerwyn Price versus Michael Smith favourite. Could it be 5 to 1? Could it be 6 to 1? I'm not sure. We'll see however much of an expert I am on pricing things up. So thanks for watching. We'll be back soon with more content here on the channel. The flat season is up and running, so make sure you click in the like button and the subscribe button, and we'll see you soon here on Doubles and Trebles.